Okay, hey, thank you so much for the beautiful introduction. It's so inspiring to see everyone on here on Zoom, and I'm excited to be here. So this week's parsha is Parsha Shalach, and it's very interesting. We have the story of the Meraglim, the stories of the spy. God wanted the Jewish people to go straight into the land of Israel, and He told them, "You're going to conquer it. You're going to beat the enemy." But the Jewish people were scared, and they asked, "Can we send spies?" So God said, okay, and they sent spies. And when the spies came back, they said something so interesting. They said, we are like grasshoppers in the giant's eyes. The enemy's like giants, and we're like grasshoppers. So the question is, how do they know that the giants view them like grasshoppers? Did they interview them? No. So it's not that they interviewed them. It's not like the giants view them as grasshoppers. It's they view themselves as grasshoppers. And because they view themselves as so small and so little as a grasshopper, they said there's no way we can conquer the land. And therefore, they ended up staying in the desert for 40 more years. Why? Because they viewed themselves like a grasshopper. They viewed themselves like a nothing. But how did God view us? How did God view the Jewish people? He viewed us like a giant. Yes, we can conquer them. Even if they're giants, we're strong, we're powerful. And I was thinking about this, like a personal lesson for my life, is it's so amazing to always, sometimes we're critical of ourselves and we view ourselves in a negative light. And if we take a step back and we say, wow, how does God view me? What would God tell me? Like just this morning, something happened and the critical voice went in my head and said, wow, you should have done more. Then I was like, you know what? Let me make space for God's voice. What would the loving God tell me? And I think it's so powerful to make that space for ourselves in our mind and view ourselves the way God views us. And just, allow that voice to come in, that loving, beautiful voice that believes in us to come inside. And we can accomplish so much. Think how much the Jews could have accomplished. They would have not have to been in the desert for 40 years. They'd have gone straight into Israel. So I feel like that's a very strong lesson in Parsha Shalach, this week's Parsha with the spies, to take a step back and view ourselves the way God views us, which is so beautiful, so pure, so holy, and so special. And thank you all so much for listening and being here. You guys are all inspiring.